On the 1st of July 2016, the very first asset delivery operation went live in the East Midlands. This operation has seen some roles previously carried out by the Highways England service providers become part of the Highways England structure, from scheme identification through to supervising works on the ground and directing resources in response to severe weather and incidents. The asset delivery approach to maintenance and delivery enables Highways England to take direct ownership of the aspects of delivery which are core to performance and which will mostly directly affect the road users, take ownership of investment decisions and increase direct knowledge of the asset and the factors which generate waste and inefficiency, increase intelligence on local factors that influence where work is required, create collaborative and more direct relationships with the East Midlands asset delivery community of suppliers to identify innovations in planning, scheduling, and the methods employed to improve the quality and value for money of these services. As always, the priority remains the safety of all colleagues and suppliers and everyone who works and travels on the strategic road network. Working in collaboration with our colleagues from the East Midlands community will benefit all parties from the supply chain through to drivers on our roads. Welcome to EMAD. Welcome to the East Midlands Asset Delivery community. Everyone working with the EMAD community should attend this induction. A separate induction for visitors and drivers of delivery vehicles will be available. We, the community, believe that no task is so important that we can't take time to deliver it safely and professionally. Delivering a safe operation is the community's #1 priority. We expect nobody in the community to take shortcuts. If you believe that something is unsafe, stop. As a community, not only do we work through the day, but often through the night to maximise production and reduce disruption. And we will never forget the health and safety and welfare of our night worker colleagues. Throughout this induction, we'll be discussing what Highways England considers as 6 fatal risks. They are public health or public risk, people-plant interface, service strikes and underground services, working at height, electricity, and lifting operations. But remember, this is not an exhaustive list, and there's more to follow. First of all, let's look at your legal health and safety responsibilities. You have a responsibility for the care of your own health and safety and also for that of others. Not to intentionally or recklessly interfere with anything provided in the interests of health and safety. To cooperate with the employer as far as may be necessary to enable them to carry out their legal duties in health and safety. And, no matter how trivial, report all hazards. Health and safety is everybody's responsibility. The East Midlands network traverses a diverse topography and environment with a mix of road types. Motorways such as the M1 linking London with Yorkshire, and some of the latest constructed dual carriageways with the A453 and A46. Single carriageways running through the beautiful countryside and villages of the East Midlands, as well as urban areas with direct interface with pedestrians, cyclists and other forms of public transport. The East Midlands links cities of Leicester, Lincoln, Derby, Northampton and Nottingham together. EMAD's HQ is located at the Stirling House offices, also containing the Network Control Centre. The NCC operates 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, monitoring and dealing with the integrity of the network. The Regional Control Centre is located near to the M1 Junction 26. The RCC manages the network, controlling signals such as the variable matrix signs, or MS3 and 4, smart motorway control, traffic officer deployment, and incident management. The RCC is continually staffed by Highways England employees 24/7. Before going out to deliver your works, please ensure you've received a site briefing. This should be specific to the site, including safe systems of work. From time to time, situations will change. If they do not match the safe system of work, stop. Before starting work, it is vital that you ensure, as far as reasonably practicable, that you are medically fit to undertake the work that is expected of you. Safety critical medical requirements are documented in the Highways England Raising the Bar document. All community members will operate a DNA policy. You should inform your employer if you are taking medication that may affect your judgment. Illegal drugs and alcohol are banned from all sites. You may be asked to participate in a DNA test. Refusal by yourself to do so will result in the result being recorded as a non-negative result or fail. You will be asked to leave site with immediate effect if that was the case. The minimum PPE on site will be boots, high visibility trousers, high visibility coat or waistcoat, which should always be fastened up with gloves or gauntlets, a hard hat, and finally any task or task specific eye and ear protection. Further information on hard hat colours can be found in the Highways England Raising the Bar document. Before travelling to site, you must ensure that your vehicle is suitable for the tasking. Some examples of minimum standards are shown here. Further guidance can be found in Chapter 8, Part 2, Section O for Oscar 5. Or alternatively, in the Raising the Bar document from Highways England. When arriving on site, please obey the site rules displayed, as well as any traffic directions and speed limits. On all EMAD sites, reverse parking rule applies, and with larger commercial vehicles, you'll need a banksman or a vehicle marshal to reverse park. You must follow the instructions of the vehicle marshal at all times and maintain a visual check on where he is. Should you lose sight of the vehicle marshal, stop immediately. Once on foot, please follow the pedestrian footways or walkways. On all sites and offices where steps and handrails are provided for access and egress, please use them. Report to reception and please sign in. And don't forget to sign out when you leave. Take time to read the local health, safety and environmental notices. Take note of who the local health and safety reps are. Understand where to go in the event of an emergency. If you discover a fire, raise the alarm. Exit through the nearest fire door. Follow the marked routes. And gather at the nearest muster point for the head count. Foam, powder, carbon dioxide and fire blankets are provided for safe egress. Please treat the welfare provided with respect. No smoking except in designated areas, and that will include vaping. Mobile phones should be used in the appropriate areas. And remember office etiquette or site etiquette. Remove soiled clothing, wash hands, and dispose of all waste in the correct bins, whether it be general waste or for recycling. Before starting work, check the weather forecast. The picture was taken over the A46 near Newark, showing mist in the Trent Valley, whilst the A46 itself was clear. Mist and its location is notoriously difficult to forecast. Understand how snow and ice will affect your operation. Even on cold, clear winter's day, lying snow, ice, glare from a wet or icy road surface, low sun and low temperatures can create a multitude of hazards to contend with. The next slide will show you a weather chart, which you should consider what it is showing you. The following video was taken travelling down the M1 between junction 26 and 25. It shows the weather that was displayed on the previous chart. Strong westerly winds with significant crosswinds, think of high-sided vehicles, heavy rain and spray reducing visibility and increasing stopping distances. Understanding of the weather forecast will prevent you and your team being caught out. On conventional motorways, the lanes are noted from left to right with hard shoulder, lane 1, lane 2, lane 3 and lane 4. Smart motorways are slightly different. They have no hard shoulder and is known as lane below signal, i.e. LBS 1, 2, 3 and 4, again running from left to right. The high-speed network uses the marker post system as a point of reference. This example shows the A track where the numbers build from the datum start. Distances are measured in kilometers and meters, so this translates to 187 kilometers, 200 meters from the datum start. Marker posts are situated every 100 meters, so the next post would be 187 over 3. Next example shows the B track. Slip roads have different lettering, in this case a K. Each marker post will show the direction to the nearest SOS phone. And if you witness an incident where possible, use the SOS phone, which will put you in direct contact with the RCC. Traffic management is provided for the protection of the road worker and the road user. TTM should only be altered by National Highway Sector Scheme 12A, B or D trained operatives. If you're not trained or competent, do not touch the traffic management equipment. Safety zones are there for your protection. Never enter or place plant and equipment in them. When entering a site, look out for the Works Access 100-yard sign. This will be your key to switch on your beacons, gradually decelerate and indicate. Enter at the Works Traffic Only sign or Works Access Only sign. It will also be accompanied by a green cone. The Works Access may also be highlighted with a number and a magenta warning lamp placed on the green cone. If the Works Access is clear, enter the site with care. If it is blocked, you must go around. Never wait on the live carriageway. Find a safe place to park and switch the beacons off while stationary. Check behind in your mirrors to make sure that no member of the public has followed you in. If they have, stop in a safe place and contact the Traffic Safety Control Officer. Whilst driving on site, you must obey the speed limit. Look out for obstacles and consider the safety of others. Also, understand the colour code of the cones. So red is a standard cone, green site entry, blue overhead hazard and yellow no parking. Further information can be found in the Highways England Raising the Bar document with regards to overhead hazards. Blue cones can be used to highlight overhead hazards, as well as the traditional methods such as using goalposts as height markers. Not only can overhead height markers be found on temporary works, they are now also installed in permanent locations across the network, so please always remain vigilant. Substances that are categorized under control of substances hazardous to health or COSH should be stored in a secure storage area. Each substance should be listed on a register, have its own data sheet with guidance on mitigation required to use the substance safely, and before use you should read and understand the COSH data sheet. After use, return the substance to the secure location. No lifting operation should be conducted without the appropriate permits and safe system of work in place. Clearly, overhead hazards, as well as stable ground conditions and wind speeds, are of paramount concern to any lifting operation. Excavations. Before any excavation can be dug, drawings should be checked and scans conducted. No digging should take place without the relevant permit in place. Ensure excavations are clearly protected within the works, that necessary excavation support is in place, and that the public are adequately protected from any excavation. On site, you will need to demonstrate good situational awareness at all times. The SA triangle explains this with the what, for example, a vehicle is coming towards me, the so what, if I don't move there's going to be a problem, and the now what, which is move out of the way. And so the cycle continues, but to maintain good SA, you must constantly remain vigilant. Good SA will help you make the right decision. Luck won't always be on your side. And remember, accidents can happen even when the conditions are almost perfect. Watch out for the grey, silverish car in lane 1. Still maintaining SA? You should do. Still maintaining SA? Well, you should do, because one day it may save your life. People, plant, interface. We'll now look at some scenarios with regards to people-plant interface. Plant can be any piece of machinery from diggers, rollers, and dumpers. The first scenario is where there is restricted room. A barrier and a marshal will prevent any vehicle passing a piece of machinery that is in operation. The vehicle marshal indicates on arrival of the vehicle to the machine operator to cease operation. The machine operator acknowledges. The machine operator moves the vehicle or the machine to a safe location. Where applicable, the bucket is placed on the ground, the deadman's lever applied, the thumbs up signal is given to the marshal, and the barrier is removed. Thumbs up from the marshal to the passing vehicle, which then goes on its way safely, still obeying the site speed limit. The barrier is immediately replaced. Within road closures where there is sufficient distance to enable safe and efficient operation, a zonal speed limit system will operate. Within the closure, where no works are in operation, a speed limit of 25 miles per hour will be in place. The start of this zone will be marked by a row of cones with green lights. Where general works are in operation, the zone will be marked with a line of cones with red lights, where a 10 mile per hour speed limit will remain in force. When passing plant that is in operation, as well as using the thumbs up rule, the speed limit will be 5 miles per hour. All plant operators must have recognised training, MPAWS, CPCS, and should check the machinery prior to use. Always use a seatbelt and ensure that the vehicle is adequately secured in between operations and after operations. EMAD will operate a policy of thumbs up, no pass. Further guidance on plant operations can be found in the Highways England Raising the Bar document, Plant and Equipment. Further guidance on manual handling can be found in the Highways England Raising the Bar document. Wherever possible, use mechanical aids or ask for additional help. But as shown here, before conducting a lift, assess the load. Bend your knees, keeping your back straight with one leg forward, and then lift. Always turn a twist into a turn. With regards to tools, check prior to use that the tool is safe for operation. Wear the correct PPE, ensure guards are in place, do not exceed the HAV guidance, and be aware of your surroundings, specifically to noise and dust. With electrical tools, you must ensure that they are PAT tested. If you're using them externally, they must have a 110 volt power supply, and always take care. Only access scaffolding with the green ticket applied. If a red ticket is applied, do not enter the scaffold. Mobile elevator working platforms. Be aware of the outriggers as they are deployed. Understand the max lifting capability of the MUPE. Look out for overhead hazards, and harnesses must be inspected for damage and wear and should always be worn. Take care accessing the MUPE and ensure that the harness is connected to the hard point. And when in operation, continue to assess the working environment. Remember, only trained operators can operate the MUPE. Never leave litter or rubbish on sites. Do not pollute watercourses. Look out for flora and fauna. Consider dust suppression. And look out for endangered species, such as the great crested newts. Most of all, be considerate for all. Understand the dangers from Wills disease. Take care walking in grass verges, uneven terrain and curbs. If you discover hypodermic needles, please report them immediately. Do not touch them. Well, thank you for your time. EMAD will all be about communication, cooperation and coordination. A positive approach. The community wants your feedback. And remember, please take care.